eja edam se siam ne mo ka se eja edam edi na asi I prophet and a Reverend Lawrence Tetteh ono nsoro aba din ko bi area fa John Dramani Mahama na mamo ho yade brew munim se yade se siam ne mo ka se chama wuntumi nso no ebiam ono nso no ebiam e won sawom na nsawom report ene yade brew yen sensem ni bia so de sanso no mfa mamoy.
Some prisoners demand Wumi be released to them for action. This is an exclusive. Yesterday, Bawumia and a group of NPP people went to visit Chairman Wumi. They drove all the way in a convoy to Nsawam. And then they went to meet with Chairman Wumi. Wumi came out there very quietly and so humbled. And they spoke to him and gave him the assurance that they will keep fighting this in court until he's set free. They didn't say they were going to fight it in court and make sure that justice becomes the victor. They said that they would fight until he is free. In other words, it's one of two things. They already believe that he's innocent, and therefore he must not be in there, he must come out. Or they know that he is actually guilty as pronounced by the courts, but because of party affiliations and nepotism, cronyism, and nyafu didiism, they will pull him out. That's them going on the convoy. Yes, on that spree of going out there to flaunt luxurious cars and also to push everybody aside and walk like that in that convoy, parading exorbitant cars. Each of these cars can build a whole primary school in my village. My brother, my sister, look at the convoy. All these people went to visit a galamsey, a dirty galamsey, a braggart. My brother, my sister, that's them. And Chairman Wumi, housed right there inside Nsawam prison. Courtesy Joy News, we got these footages. And history has been made. Dash it away. Now, my brother, my sister, something interesting is happening inside Nsawam prison. First and foremost, let's get to know how Wumi was given 20 years in prison. We all know that he did galamsey. He assigned the land to some other people to go there and do their thing. Yes, he asked somebody to go there and plant coconuts, but the person who was supposed to plant the coconut is not a farmer. He's a galamseyer. And that's what a lot of these galamseyers do. In fact, the owners of a lot of these concessions, they hardly go there, we are told. They rather assign other people to do the galamsey and then come and pay them what is their due. But that is illegal. Today, we are not going too much into that because we've talked about that already, the journey to the prison. But some years back, the crime of galamsey and its punishment, minimal. It was during the reign of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. They wanted Ghanaians to see that they were serious with the galamsey fight. And therefore, in Parliament, they raised the punishment from about 5 to 10 years to 15 years minimum and 25 years maximum to show seriousness. In fact, at the time, they even wanted shoot to kill. My brother, my sister, That was how the journey started. If Wontumi was convicted before this, he would have gone in for a lesser sentence, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. But the same NPP pushed the law. Now they are crying that is too much. Kwesi Pratt spoke on Good Morning Ghana on Metro TV, hosted by Moru Audu, my brother, my sister, and he took us through that journey. Listen to what he said. Watch this.
There are other issues. I will leave that out for the moment.
Right.
And those issues relate to those who argue that the sentence is too harsh. You understand?
Right.
The history of this particular sentencing is interesting. One, it starts from a point where I think the maximum sentence was 2 years. And then when Alhaji Musa Hussaini was Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, so they initiated moves and increased the maximum sentence to 5 years and so on. Eventually, my good friend Gloria Akufu, who was the Attorney General at the point, also decided that the punishment was too lenient, the sentence, and went to Parliament to seek an amendment which would increase the threshold to 15 years. The majority in Parliament then argued that 15 years was too lenient and that it should be extended to 25 years maximum and 15 years minimum. Okay. And of course, it passed. Now, in the course of the discussion, a Deputy Speaker of Parliament, a member of Parliament on the majority side then, actually made the point that they are wasting time, that Galamsey is so serious that the policy we should adopt is a policy to shoot and kill. The evidence is there. So those who said that even 25 years was too lenient and that we should shoot and kill, today are saying that the 20-year sentence is too harsh. I cannot believe it. They said 25 years is too small. In any case, this also means that the judge could have imposed a 25-year sentence if, in her view, the case merited 25 years. The least sentence she could have imposed is 15 years. That is what the law binds her to do. You understand? Now, what is interesting is that there were 2 counts on which he was found guilty. The judge decided that the sentences should run concurrently, and that is why he's going to serve 20 years. If the judge had not made a determination that the sentences should run concurrently, he could be serving 50 years. And the judge could have made that decision. He could have served 50 years. So the judge, in her wisdom, and I'm sure with some compassion, decided that instead of 50 years, he should serve 20 years. Now, Collins has made the point that 20 years is a long time. He's now how old? And that he'll come up when he's 70 and so on. The reckoning is not that way.
Yes.
The prison year is not 12 months.
It's actually 9, isn't it?
It's 9 months.
It's 9 months.
So
Yeah.
if you do the calculation, he's not going to stay in prison for 20 years.
Maybe 15
Or maybe even less.
or less. Yeah.
But in addition to that, every year, there's been no year in which the president has not granted some pardon to prisoners and so on.
Parole, yes.
Parole and all kinds of things. And that substantially reduces the sentencing and so on. Now, that is not to say that prison is a comfortable place. Prison is a horrifying place.
Yeah.
I mean, if you talk to people, I haven't been to the worst prisons. I have friends who served in the worst prisons, like Kukubaku and Haruna Atta and so on. They were in the worst prisons. But I've been to Akuse prison. I've been to Oshaford. I've been to Nabrongo prison as an inmate. I've been to Tamale prison as an inmate and so on. Okay?
Because you suffered, though.
No, that's not the point I'm making.
Yeah, no, but I'm just...
So, prison is not a place you would wish for anybody. Ghanaian prisons are terrible places to have people, you know. Even in Salon prison, which in our days we regarded as a hotel, as a 5-star hotel.
Prison is supposed to be reformatory. It's supposed to reform people, not necessarily as a punishment. Yes, there's the punitive aspect, but what should supersede is the reformatory element. To reform you. But in our prisons, oh my God, it's worse than... I don't know what to compare it with. Overcrowded. 6 people would have to jump on the toilet at the same time.
Yes, other force what I say that say we say in somewhere a free that side so about ponting. Na yentie ne Bishop Lawrence Tetteh so e kan wo this side. What say they? Or was it Your Excellency President Mahama, use your position to make friends, not enemies. So what I say any abuse of this and that and na Oche Mahama say utumi na wanyano and friends see a man for the no and onka sample near so mu ano si ano odin. And I did you made it with some dobiara CBC be macramo bye bye.